heading west on the Mass Turnpike through Stockbridge and West Stockbridge. And everybody's got a trip they look forward to every year. And my trip that I really look forward to every year is the end of April, early May trip to Lake George, the Queen of American Lakes as it is called, on the eastern edge of the Adirondacks. About 2.5 about 2.5 hours away from my home in Western Massachusetts. And some of the great fishing in New England and the Northeast is right there waiting to be had. You've heard of the great French and Indian War, the one started by George Washington down on the Monongahela in 1753-54. Never rebuilt Fort Necessity, got into some trouble with the French. You remember the story. Yeah. The French are up on the St. Lawrence Seaway, which is the beating heart of Canada, really, between Quebec and Montreal. Lake Champlain all the way down to Fort St. Frederick on Crown Point was the domain of the French king, right? The French decided that they would build another fort about 15 miles further south at a great carrying place called Ticonderoga, a carrying place between Lake George and Lake Champlain on the La Chute River. And the French decided to build a starport there, a log starport, and maintain control of that strategically vital throughway where the native people for uncounted centuries had portaged their canoes over the land between the two great lakes. And of course, if you went south on Lake George, you'd ultimately be able to portage down to the Hudson River and make your way all the way to Manhattan if you wanted. So the French built a second fort, and that second fort, Fort Carillon at Ticonderoga, that fort would end up making Lake George into a battlefield. As Sir William Johnson, at the behest of his commander, Governor Shirley of Massachusetts, is going to head up there to the southern end of Lake George and build his own fort, Fort William Henry, in 1755.
The summer of 1755, Johnson took a mixed bag of forces from southern New England, New York, and the native people, predominantly Mohawk under Hendrick, and they would head to the southern end of Lake George and begin work on Fort William Henry, which is shown reconstructed here. They were nowhere near getting that fort done when they found that the French had sent a much larger force under command of Baron Dieskau from Fort St. Frederick along the Champlain side of the ridge that separates the two Great Lakes. Dieskau's force would contain within it native people from all over the western portion of French control, as well as Caughnawaga Mohawk, who lived in the vicinity of Montreal. As Hendrick's Mohawk scouts reported to Johnson that the French were getting close, he held a council of war and decided to send a scout up Route 9, pictured on the right of the screen. Hendrick thought the scout was a suicide mission and told Johnson that he was sending too few to fight, but too many to die. However, Johnson ordered the scout forward, commanded by Ephraim Williams, and this would begin the first action in the Battle of Lake George.
This statue is a great example of the complexity embedded within it. We're looking at, on the left, Tionoga, who was born in Westfield, Massachusetts, to two parents, a Mohican father and a Mohawk mother. And because the Mohawk and the native people of North America, for the most part, will follow lineage through the mother, he qualified and became the great war sachem of the Mohawk people, of the entire Mohawk people. And to his right is an Irish immigrant to America who came with practically nothing in his pocket, Sir William Johnson. He became Sir William Johnson after tremendous struggles, and one of those struggles was being adopted into the Mohawk tribe and having tremendous respect among all the Iroquois people. That's Mohawk, Cayuga, Seneca, Onondaga, Oneida, and Tuscarora, all over New York. He became the king's Indian agent. He bled for it. Here at the Battle of Lake George in 1755, Sir William Johnson would be shot through the hips and spend nearly the entire following year recuperating from this awful wound. I mean, many of his soldiers died, including his good friend Tionoga, who was in his 80s and killed maybe 4 miles behind where we see this statue in what is called the Bloody Morning Surprise. But these are two men who had known each other from youth, really, and had worked together to make the king's interests the interests of the Iroquois and Mohawk people. On September 8, 1755, Sir William Johnson, about 2 miles away at Fort William Henry, consulted with his second-in-command, Seth Pomeroy, some of the other commanders, including Hendrick, or Tionoga, his Mohawk blood brother, supreme war chief of the Mohawk people, and determined that he needed to send a scout down what today we call Route 9, which would be back in the direction of Fort Edward, to see if the French commander Dieskau had actually sent his flying column of French regulars and Western native people between the two forts to cut off Johnson from reinforcements and either reduce his fort or Fort Edward. This is known historically as the Bloody Morning Scout, because as they marched up the very narrow path above us, which is now roaring Route 9 New York, they walked right into an ambush here. And the obelisk on the stone behind me marks the spot where the actual commander of the Scouts, Ephraim Williams, of Deerfield, Massachusetts, and founder of Williams, Massachusetts, would jump on that rock to rally his men and end up being shot off the rock, leaderless, and then would fall back in the direction of Fort William Henry. And that would begin the great Battle of Lake George, the first one of 1755. This is a well-marked site, but a mark that is missing is somewhere behind us. In the valley behind us, lying in an unmarked grave, is Tionoga, or Hendrick, of the Mohawk people, the supreme war commander, who was found dead a few days after the battle, shot with arrows and scalped. Tionoga had said to Sir William Johnson, when Johnson had proposed the plan, that there were too few to fight, but too many to die. He had given his word to his father across the sea, and he was not behind sending out this scout. The Mohawk knew that the forests around the site of what would be Fort William Henry, it was under construction, was swarming with Western Indians like Ottawa and Ojibwe and Jackson Fox. So somewhere out here lie the bones of Tionoga, a great war captain and a huge part of the early history of New York. Born in Westfield, Massachusetts, too, by the way. There's nothing really simple about the relationship between the native people in the New World and the people that came across the ocean. We want to make it that way, but you find the more you dig that it's a study in complexity, but that's what makes history pretty cool. So Sir William Johnson and Tionoga, or Warwahiege and Hendrick, both have names that show that these are both men of two worlds. We look forward to this every year. So here we are, first day of our expedition to Lake George, and we're attacking one of our spots because we're trying to pattern the fish. So what we want to do is we want to find out. Now the water temperature is literally 10 degrees warmer than typical of when we come up to this lake. It's no joke, 10 degrees. Oh, I think I just missed one already. I just have to Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Smallmouth. Oh, with more with him. More with him. And we got that beautiful Lake George water, so you can see him doing his thing. And it's a solid fish. It's not huge. He's on there. Yes. Yeah, he's on the fly. Mm-hmm. Yes. Nice one. Not a bad one for the first one.
You got your own picture?
Yeah, we'll get one because it's the first fish. I'll hang over here. The blade bait. So we got one on a blade, one on a fly.
There we go.
Beetroot! As soon as he knows there's fish.
That's what it is.
Walking it right off.
Yeah, walk it off the wall. So they're
Nice.
they're shallow.
Yep.
They're up high.
Oh, nice release. Oh, I just had one screw with it. I just saw one swim up and take a look at it. Wicked funny. Nope. Look at it. Look at the fish underneath it. There's like 3 fish under that jerkbait, just staring at it.
There we go.
Beetroot.
It's a good fish. It's a better fish.
So they're following jerkbaits, and they're hitting the vertical presentation.
He's all by himself.
All by himself, Beetroot says. A loner, if you will.
Very small.
He's caught a smallmouth that in Massachusetts is like kind of a bragging smallmouth. He's like, it's small.
Right? Well, I know, right? Because I can't.
Right?
He's a mess.
That's true. In Massachusetts, you get that smallmouth, and you're like, that's a nice smallmouth. Oh, missed one. There we go. Oh, this is a better fish. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at him.
Where's those?
They're all over the place. Oh, he's trying to spit that on the jigging spoon. No! I was hoping he would spit it. And so,
Where's the hump? Hump's down right here.
mm-hmm. Look at a pig.
Yeah.
Dave netting one.
Oh my God.
Landing the first one. I'm not gonna miss.
He nets. He's all over that net. D-Losh.
What do you got for depth there, Dave? I am at 36. There's a big, there's a whole mass or something in there. 36 feet.
Yeah, but
Jerkbait. Oh, this is a nice fish. Oh! No, it's not. It's just hooked like a jerkbait fish. It's not bad, but it's not a nice fish. It's all right. Yes!
crazy. I like I like did a lap around the fishing section going, like, I just couldn't believe like they didn't have any blades.
It was just sitting there, jerkbait. Tommy misses one. Oh, he spits it. Nicely done.
I would love.
Okay, so what I did there is I reeled it down and I stopped. Now I'm just letting it sit, and it's just sitting there. And now I give it a little, now I stop again. And I'm just letting it sit there. And it's a suspending jerkbait. Now this guy hit it when it was sitting there. I felt it. It could be coming up really slow. It's okay if it's coming up really slow. Straight down. Deep water. Not a big one.
Fly.
On the fly.
They're all about the same size. Nothing.
Nothing huge so far. Grown up guy. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. Oh yeah.
Funky little fella.
Oh, one's toying with me. Oh yeah.
What depth are we at? 34. What's the water temp?
Not a big one. A lot of little guys so far. Come on.
Oh, there we go. I'm on.
Beetroot.
Okay, let's mark it right here. What are we in for what? 64 degrees. Dude, this guy's a fighter. Look
He's
at
got
that.
a hog.
He's just a fighter, man.
He's a fighter.
Free to fighter. That's a better fish.
Spunky little fucker.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Chunky
Well,
3.
good. Maybe we're gonna start picking up the bigger fish.
No, another nice release.
So I can go right back. Yeah. So I can go right back fucking down. You know me. I'm not a picker guy. I'm like a put him back. Put him back. Catch another one.
You're a put him back guy.
We'll put him back up. Catch another guy.
This is an area we've caught largemouths.
Yeah, you got to remember the other side of the lake over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple spots there.
Spot
Yep, yep. There's a spot we caught largemouths too, right on the other side over here, where there was a big fallen tree.
Right there?
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, missed one.
41 feet. So, maybe...
This is one of those cliffs that we were talking. Oh, there we go. It dropped off the cliff. I just casted it out here and dropped it off the cliff, and this guy cooperated. Not a huge fish, but cooperative. They're hitting that jig and spoon. Are you guys both using blades? So we know there's a cliff right here. So I cast on the edge of that cliff, and I'm going to go to the bottom. You'll see me be on the bottom because my line stops like that. Now I'm going to pop it up and let it fall. I can tell I just hit a rock because I actually felt the rock with this. Oh, there was a hit. There's a fish right there. Brought it right off. Fish was waiting. And this one is on the fly.
He's on a fly. Up top. Just a single little, not a big fish, but he cooperated like we like. You see that? That's a woolly bugger with a little weight on it. Again, a little flip onto that cliff, and I'm going to let it go till I see my line stop going out. I'm on the bottom right now. Now I pick it up, let it go down. Pick it up, let it go down. See if we can get another one. Nope. Coming right. Oh, that was a hit. Just dropping it off that cliff. You figure there's a school of smelt or something around here, and these fish are relating to it. Nothing there though. Huh? I'll show you what I do. I just, all I did was, I got some leader material right up there, Tom. And yeah, I just take a 6-inch, 8-inch piece of leader material and I put it tight, you see? So I've got the line. You see my line? My heavy line goes to a leader, and then there's a micro swivel.
You got one of those micro swivels.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them up there. I got a bunch of flies, Beetroot, if you want to try one. They're fun. I mean, it's cool that, oh, there's one. It's cool that they're hitting the fly, too, you know, so it's like, that's saying something. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's on the jigging spoon.
Chartreuse.
Yeah, chartreuse, because you like the chartreuse. I've been using the chartreuse because, well, you've always had good luck on your fire tiger. Nice school. Oh, look at him right there. He's coming for you right now. That fish just charged over to where you just cast it. He's on the fly. Dave, they're hitting the fly. I've been getting a whole bunch of them on just the fly. Yeah. Sometimes that's good. I thought you might pick them up there with the jerk bait. Dave, I moved over here. You got room out there. Oh, you're going to start there? That's fine. I'm just saying. I think they moved that buoy a little bit closer to us. That buoy seems to be constricted in our direction. Doesn't it seem closer than it normally is? I know, we're in too shallow here. I got another one right here. There's a stack of them right there. Oh, he's off. Now he's like another one, because I knew there'd be more than one following him. Oh, that was a bad landing. Yep, they're right here. Beetroot.
No, but we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Yeah, so. What the hell is that? You just spit that out?
I think so.
Huh?
Looks like something he had digested in his belly for a while. Looks like a donut. A smallmouth donut. Oh, there we go. He doesn't know what hit him. He's also on the fly. I've got more than half my fish on the fly. Getting a good head shake here. Oh! It's a good smallmouth. It's one of the better smallmouths. He got, yep, the kind of release we just gotta love. Because you just get right back in.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
4 of them. 4 of them.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good fish.
Yeah.
We're shallow. Oh, I want to say we're like 14 feet.
I don't want to screw them up by getting on them.
That looks like the biggest fish yet.
Oh, that's a nice fish, Tom. I got one myself as you pulled that out. We need to get a picture of that, Tom. Not a big one.
Storm's moving in, fellas.
Yeah, you can definitely feel that freshening breeze.
Where's all the fish going?
Oh, all right. There we go. There's always fish off this hump. Oh!
Oh, that was
Oh! Outrageous! I'm a jig and spooner. He thought he was something else. Oh, yeah. Beetroot on! Get the triple, Tom. Get the triple.
Oh, and he's on.
Oh, beetroot. Aha! Let him go on this side of the boat.
Much of Lake George, in the central part of the lake, called the Narrows, is a lot like the Lake George that was seen by Robert Rogers and the Rangers, as well as people. Adirondack State Park crosses the lake. So right